As you know, this consistent swing trading profits won't come from finding some mythical holy grail of trading. I know it's crazy because we see all these gurus out there talking about these big 1,000% profits on one trade, thinking that they've found the holy grail, we have to follow them now. But that's in fact not the case. Hey, I get it. Profits are really important. We wouldn't be doing it if we could be making some money. But today, I'm going to share with you 3 secrets that'll revolutionize the way you look at swing trading and also the system you're using for swing trading. I'm sure that if you adopt these, it's going to put you on a glide path to more consistent swing trading and profits. Hey, I'm Dennis Wilman, the AutoPilot Trader. And in this episode of Trade Your Way to Freedom, I share these secrets and a lot more with my guest host today. And we've got some stocks to look at, but hey, buckle up and get ready for takeoff because we are ready to launch into this session of Trade Your Way to Freedom. Let's go right now. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilman, the AutoPilot Trader. Welcome to Trade Your Way to Wealth and Financial Freedom. I'm really looking forward to today. Anil has joined us, and he's going to be, he's got a really great stock pick for today. Anil, how are you today? I'm doing great. Awesome. You. I'm going to be sharing, as I said in the intro, that actually takes place as a recording I do up front to go on to this before it goes over to YouTube. And I wanted to talk about the 3 secrets of consistent swing trading for successful swing trading success. And as we're sitting there looking at the market, my question for everybody is, what fears do you think are driving this current market? And if you just drop in, Anil, you can answer, or anybody who wants to answer, you can unmute yourself, but just drop a something in the chat box. And again, the webinar chat box, everybody's, so FOMO, the fear of missing out, that's interesting. Short squeeze and FOMO. Wow, that's totally awesome. If you're over on the YouTube channel and joining us over there, yeah, just leave a message and just down in the chat box also. What fears are driving the market? We have some really interesting things coming up next week. We've got the Fed coming up. We had a fairly tame inflation report today. I haven't gotten into the nuts and bolts on it. Anil, have you taken a look at the inflation report?
No, I have not.
From what I understand, they included everything except gasoline from the report. And JPAL had a reason for that. I don't know what it was, but anyway, let's go ahead and jump over into the rest of today's session. And I want to remind everybody that overview. Secrets of consistent profitable trading, trade of the week, index review, stock picks. I do additional updates on YouTube and also for our premium AutoPilot trading members. We'll send out 2 videos to them every week about what we're doing, what we're trading, and also the live Friday and Monday session during the final hour of the trading day. So tip number 1 about the secrets to consistent swing trading success is 1, plan. Focus on just a few. Now, what does that mean? Well, you may be watching too many stocks and ETFs. So if that is the case where you're spending hours researching and all that kind of stuff, you're probably watching too many. You're watching too many patterns. Mark Douglas says what? He says, focus on one, get really good at it, master that pattern, and then add to that, but become very successful and profitable at that. You may be watching too many time frames. I know that some people are trying to swing trade or position trade, and they're using intraday charts. You don't need to do that. It's taken away from your focus. And then remove the complexity. If you have too many of just, fill in the blank, it leads to indecision and emotional or emotional decisions, which can basically wind up costing you money. So just real quick, that's secret number one. You have to stay tuned. We're going to be covering the rest of the secrets through the rest of the day. Here was my stock trade of the week. This was CPRX. It's been on our AutoPilot trading list actually into last year. We made some really good profits on it last year. It came out on the AutoPilot trading alert list on January 1st. And with a order limit to buy it at 1810. That came out, like I said, on the 3rd. We actually were filled on the same day, the 3rd. We took out 10% profit there. Took out 20% profit right there. If you'll notice, that is also a shooting star, a bearish reversal signal. The next day, our trailing stop of 7.5% was triggered, and that bounced us out of the trade. And that bounces us out of the trade, and we were able to avoid, and that comes out on the pre-flight checklist, that's what that is. But we were able to avoid, guess what? We were able to avoid all of this. We were not in the position because we triggered out up here, because the old adage of, bulls make money, bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered. We didn't want to be a pig. We had an average return on this of 13.4%. I like this trade. And again, it happened last week rather than this week. But I just wanted to share it with you to show this is what we avoided. And that's what happens with the AutoPilot oftentimes, is that basically we take our profits not early, but on time, and then put in protection on the rest of the position. So we escape having to go through that. I don't know, did you get to trade CPRX, Anil?
No, I did not. But
okay.
This is good. I love what you did here.
And so, yeah, it just gives you a feel for exactly what, has to take place. And so that was my trade of the week. So let's go ahead and tip number 2. 1. Define your beliefs, goals, and ability to execute. Mike covered this last Friday, and it was really an aha moment for me. And I think if I would have been able to consider that when I first started trading, I wouldn't have been, 1, so hard on myself, and 2, I would not have been, hold on just a second. Yeah, so this is real life of a trader. The gardeners come by and do their thing and all that kind of stuff. Tip number 2, define your beliefs, goals, and ability to execute. That, like I said, this was an aha moment for me last week. And so what do it mean? To me, it means know your limitations, both your time and your ability. This ties to tip number 2 in that focus on just a few until you get really good at those. If I were I am a really busy person. That's one reason why I do focus primarily on my ETFs and just a few stocks, a handful. If you haven't found a setup within an hour as you're doing your research, stop looking. Stop looking. Because if you spend more than an hour, your eyes will start to fool you and you'll think, oh, here's a setup. And you'll be convinced that's the particular setup. Be aware and write out what you believe about the market. Be they good or bad, but just ask yourself, what do I believe about the market? What do I believe about trading? What are your goals and your objectives for the year? And then what are your constraints? We all have constraints. And it may be that we can only watch and trade 3 days a week or 3 hours a week. Well, then build your system around being able to watch 3 hours a week. So I really like that. I went back and did some analysis of how well the AutoPilot trading or active trend trading service did against the S&P. And here is my chart on that. The green is the S&P, is the AutoPilot, and the blue is the S&P. I'm really pleased with a long-term track record like this. And so here's where we're starting out today, or this week, or this month, excuse me. We're up just a little bit above our trajected position. So we're up almost 4%. As you can see, the S&P up nicely for the year. The NASDAQ is up nicely for the year. The Russell is up nicely for the year. However, both the NASDAQ and the Russell are in a bear market still. Now, they may be pulling their way out of it, but for right now, they are still in a bear market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. I'm going to cover them very rapidly, and then we'll jump into the stocks that we are looking at for the week. And here's the spiders. And I'll highlight a couple of things on this chart. Is 1, Notice this level of resistance up here. That is the high, which corresponds on the weekly chart to that high right there. If we take that high out, then you could consider the S&P to be back in a short-term, or not in a short-term, but an intermediate-term uptrend. We have a one half of the equation in place to go up back into an uptrend. We have a really nice higher low here. And this is a very, this is something to keep your eye on, is look what happened earlier in the week. Price action got right up to the downtrend line, stopped, fell. However, it found support where? Right at the moving averages. And so S&P continuing to push higher. Now, and so I'll be watching that, paying attention. What's it going to do later in the day? Is it going to sell off a little bit? And then take out that candlestick right there? We don't know. But I do know that at that level right there is my level of resistance where prices could start stalling. If you're a NASDAQ fan, good news on the NASDAQ. It bounced above and it looks like it may close above the 200-day moving average. It also, though, is what? Right square dab up against the high from back here in December. Take out that high, and we again are in a new uptrend, what I'll call a intermediate period uptrend. And then the next level of resistance then gets up to the 310 level and then up here to 331. So a lot is going to be dependent upon what the heck happens with the Fed next week and what kind of government reports start coming in. There's still a huge fear out there about going into recession. And so, what we need to do is just read the charts and take advantage of the charts that we are reading and trade the ones that are in front of us. And Russell has been also acting very nicely. Russell is actually breaking out above that past high. We'll see if it is just a Pinocchio where it just sticks its nose above it and then pulls back down. And so we'll watch that. It is working off of a hanging man type pattern from yesterday on the daily chart, which is a bearish reversal signal. Note that while we are making new highs, momentum on the weekly chart, daily charts are not on the TSI. And the market forecast, though, is just showing that, hey, we're green. We've got a green light to head on up. It also found support at the moving averages. And I'll point out on this some just bullish type indication. One is we get a bullish cross of the 8 and the 20. Then we get a bullish cross of the 8 over the 50. And now we're getting close to a bullish cross of the 50 over the 200. That, according to Mark Minervini, is what he talks about being a very bullish type opportunity. And now it's time you wait for the pullbacks, and our bias should be to the upside rather than the downside. Neil, what do you think? And any questions?
Now, I have on S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow, and Russell, on the daily chart, they all had buy signals. And on weekly chart, also, I have buy signal on S&P 500, Dow, and Russell.
Wow.
But not on NASDAQ yet.
Okay.
So things are looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is looking very strong, and I would be very cautious about taking a downside trade. I did take a couple of anticipated downside trade right up against a level of resistance this past week. Both of them were stopped out really, 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 really fast for very minor losses. So, okay, let's take a look at the stocks we're looking at. We're doing really well. BLDR. Now, is this a home builder stock?
It's in that family.
Okay.
Exactly. It says it manufactures structural and related building products
Okay.
For new construction for the home builders. So
Roger that.
It's kind of, I don't fully understand why home builders are doing better, where everybody's saying recession is coming, but nevertheless, I believe in the charts, and this has accumulation distribution of A minus, an up-down volume ratio of 1.4, and I have a triple screen signal, and it's accumulation in the base, so I'm going for it.
Okay, so you're going to buy right here?
Yes, I'll wait till about 3 o'clock, and usually I buy around 3 to 3:30. Okay,
and then what kind of a stop loss you're going to use on top of that?
It'll be about roughly 5%.
Okay, so 5% stop loss is going to actually would take it back into where it would basically be voiding the breakout. So, okay, excellent. BLDR. Certainly a stock to keep on your watch list. It does not have weekly options. It has monthly options. My stock, kind of in the same vein, Steel Dynamics. Now, Steel Dynamics, it has taken off very nicely. Had a big bullish reversal down here where buyers came in, popped it up. It is broken out above its upside target. This is the 100% target on the Fibonacci. And so I'm looking for any kind of I'm waiting for a pullback into this breakout level or pullback towards it. So right now I've got a bearish reversal signal, a shooting star and a bearish harami. However, everything is stacked. We're above the 200, we're above the 50, we're above the 20, we're above the 8-day moving average. Everything is stacked to the upside, and we'll see if that level right there at about the 113 level holds. And so that's where I'm looking at. That's what I like about STLD.
No, I like it. It's a good uptrending stock.
Yep. And like I said, guys, I'm a pullback trader. So I'm not gonna, and I'm getting a kind of a weak signal right now, a signal of weakness right now. So I'm not buying it here. I want it to be closer to my low risk entry and high probability entry is to wait for it to get closer to this breakout area and take it to the upside. So I hope you like that one. Wow, 2 great stocks, Anil. Thank you. So let's see, FedMe, talk about that. Secrets. Oh, we have one more secret to talk about, don't we? So hold on a second. Let me go over and secret number 2. Number 3, fear. And so is that the same thinking on IWM? Same thinking with regards to a pullback, Nicole? Yeah, I'm looking for that, but right now, anytime, let's just jump back there really quick, and I'll come right back to this one. But it's a wonderful opportunity here. IWM, there we go. Okay, IWM 1. Let's see how today's candlestick ends up. If today's candlestick actually starts to sell off, and we have a sell-off wick on top, that's telling me that, okay, the sellers are starting to come in. They're not too excited about it getting above this level of resistance. And so let's see who controls it coming into the rest of the day. But this is not a bearish harami, and I do not have a reversal signal. However, the same thing works with everything is getting crossed up to the upside. It broke out of its downtrend line way back here earlier in January and came back and retested the breakout line, kissed the trend line goodbye, and away it goes. So let's see what happens. So on IWM, I'd be looking for a pullback back into the 820 time frame. I just don't know when it's going to be. So that's what I'm looking at. Yes, that is an engulfing pattern, Mark. However, it is not a bullish nor a bearish engulfing pattern because it's not at the end of, it's not a bullish engulfing because it's not at the end of a downtrend. Great questions, guys. So fear. And did I answer both questions, Nicole and Mark? I hope so. So fear. So Fear is about, and not so much, like if you say, hey, don't be emotional about your trading, don't be afraid of your trading, all that kind of stuff, that is poppycock. The thing about it is fear is going to be fear. We are all plagued with fear. Human beings, they come hardwired to be afraid of whatever. From the time of our ancestors back when they were running from the saber-toothed tigers, fear was a real thing. Now, the question we have is, we have FOMO, and we branded so many different types of fear. I did not realize that FOMO, this is a little bit side. Did you realize that FOMO is actually a term that was coined because of social media? The fear of missing out. It was some young folks who were real hot on social media. They were afraid they were going to miss out on being acknowledged or recognized or the latest thing on social media. And I went, wow, when I read that. So, and I know that it has to be true because I read it on the internet. Anyway, learn what fear is trying to tell you. Again, take a look at the books I've suggested by Mark Douglas and also Jared. Really good thing about recognizing, one, what is the fear trying to tell you? Is it telling, then understand how to deflate failure beliefs. Because our beliefs can be either drive us towards our goal or keep us from reaching our goal, the goal that we want from our trading. Last, recognize and use as fuel. Just redirect it and seize on that energy that you're getting from the fear, but put it into something constructive. And if you haven't gotten your fear either managed or channeled properly, don't trade until you can manage your fear. So those are the 3 tips. I hope you find them useful. And AutoPilot Trading, hey, AutoPilot Trading answers basically all 3 of those fears and almost every other fear that is out there. And I always constantly ask myself this question, but I just want to highlight to you this. I'm offering a 15% because I'm coming up with some really great new things for AutoPilot Trading. And I will put this link, and this is a 15% off link to our AutoPilot Trading service. And that'll be in the drop down, or that'll be on the description in the YouTube. And I'll include that when I send out the email on this. So, Anil, that's what we've got for today.
Wonderful.
Any last and finals you want to add to polish this up?
No, not today. I think you have some real good stuff and good tips over here. And I also enjoyed the presentation last week. That was great. I signed up for him. Okay, cool. Yeah, Mike's a really great guy, and he continues to do just an absolutely phenomenal job, with his service and all that kind of stuff. And so that's excellent. So everybody else, I just want to say, hey, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to just breakthrough and breaking out in 2023 for everybody. I want as many people to go with us as possible. So until next week, trade aloha, trade well and prosper. Mahalo and God bless. And Nicole, thank you. And that's what we have today. So see you guys. Thanks, Anil. Thank you.